also bet Westmead by a point. We bet Westmead by a point.
Westmead by a pint?
You bet Westmead by a point.
Hardly.
Actually.
Let's go, all games go.
Morning everyone. Saturday the 6th of April. Storm Kathleen is on the way. Battening down the hatches. Energy levels are 0 this morning. You can probably see the eyes are dead in my head. Maybe that's the way I was up. I don't know. We're actually quite a windy farm anyway because of the natural valley there coming up the main road. So when storms come in, yeah, everything is just amplified 1,000. So that is on farm this morning. Empty rain during the night. I've given up emptying my rain gauge, so don't know what fell. Really don't care at this stage. Just every day seems to be the same. So we had cows in last night, loaded in the silage. They're happy campers there this morning. And so we're trying to get them out for a few hours today. It's purely just to take pressure off the sheds. It's not trying to chase grass or anything. Cows heading out for a smash and grab. Clock is on now, 3 hours. Coming home for a quick bit of breakfast. We'll get back down, get cubicle lime, silage up, and get them back in. But even if it's only 3 hours, we'll take the risk on a little bit of damage. Gives the shed a bit of breathing space for a few hours, gives us a chance to get silage tidied up, get the cubicles lined, and reset for the evening and the night ahead, so we'll see how it goes. Probably the most sheltered paddock on the farm. Big high evergreen ditch down there and below that's taking the sting out of that wind there now, so cows are well used to it now. Heads down straight away, they know the gig, get the grass in and we'll get off. Good news on my quad front, our little Honda is on the way back this morning up from Kilkenny. David Nolan, David, an absolute legend, super guy. So the big monster Suzuki is leaving. A bit sad. Kind of got used to it over the last probably month now. She's back. Yay! The little lady's back. Look at that for a brand spanking new lower tracking, steering rod, arm thingy, jiggy. Ah, she's back. No calves born the last couple of days. Had a calf a couple of days ago. Just a little bit depressed looking in itself, years down. Treated with extra probiotics, he was drinking it all fine on the feeder, and then yesterday had another lady starting the same, so check temperatures were slightly elevated, breathing was a little bit on the high side, so I'm diagnosing that we have a little bit of a viral respiratory issue starting or going on, and obviously giving the calves more room in the shed will take pressure off. It's also very much weather related. It's extremely mild at times, and now it's mild with a gale force wind blowing. So there'll be drafts and there'll be pressure and just pressure. So yeah, we'll be on top of that, not worried. It adds to the workload a little bit, but no, with calves will be 100%. Oh yes, had a discussion group meeting yesterday morning. In a good discussion group, the NA1 discussion group, local farmers around, some new entrants the last couple of years, some guys that have been dairy farming a lifetime like ourselves here, generations. So it's a really good mix of solid farmers. Plan made for the year, and we meet now every Friday, the first Friday of every month, so we know how we're going for the full year. They're coming here in June. Great to get there. We're with Paul Grace over in Dunlowan. Paul's a Flexi cow farmer, Flexi cross cows, super beautiful looking cows, red and white ladies, in from Germany and Austria. One thing that we discussed in depth was energy requirement of the cow at the moment. We're here in the 6th of April. Normally lads would be full-time grass or very close to full-time grass. Meal levels wouldn't be high, like 2-3 kilos probably at the most. We're probably 2 weeks away from cows' peak production, energy requirement of the cows. So big discussion around whether we're actually meeting that with what we're feeding them. Our Trout Advisor Facilitator Owen put up, energy that we're getting into the cows. We worked out what our cow is eating at the moment, what our energy requirements are, what they're going to be for the next 2 weeks for her to hit peak production. And across the board, we were all underfeeding a little bit. Meal is going up. Cows are happy, they're full of silage and grass and the meal that we're getting, but there's a difference between having a cow full and meeting her energy requirements. She can be full and be chewing the cud and stuff, but for her to reach peak lactation, to produce milk, she'll start milking off her back, which means she'll be losing body condition to get enough energy to produce the milk that she's genetically able to produce. We'll increase it gradually over the next couple of days. So we'll get it up to 5 kilos today, and then probably by Wednesday we'll be at 6, maybe a little bit more. short-term pain in terms of money and the extra cost of feeding that meal for long-term gain. The higher we can hit our peak, the longer we'll be able to maintain it over the lactation and the more milk that the cow will send. If you don't reach your peak, there's potential to lose up to maybe 250, 300 euros a cow for an increase in cost for an extra couple of kilos of meal over the next 2 weeks, maybe 40, 45 euros per cow. So that's over 100 cows, let's do the sums. That adds up very, very quickly. But yeah, that was really beneficial. It was also beneficial just to get off farm for a few hours. Everyone's in the same boat. All lads out there in a worse situation. So as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, you take my own advice of it this morning, keep it going boys. Just keep it going. It is very hard at the moment. Cow calved. Older cow, 6th, 7th lactation. Has had this absolutely ginormous heifer calf. Meant to be a Hereford, but there's a real bang of cemental off it. It'll be very brown as opposed to red or black when it dries out. Very, very long calf. I think our neighbour's bull got in again.
Huge calf, yeah, huge calf. Absolute cracker. Just keeper, elephant low weight already.
Almost 12 o'clock. And it started. Cows are happy until about 15 seconds ago.
Morning everyone, it's Sunday, the 7th of March, April, 2026 or something. Cows are milking, stuck into it, early start, we're training this morning, status on farm, cows were out last night, Kathleen came and went yesterday, blew the place about, dried up the land with the savage winds, knocked out power from about 12 o'clock, we didn't get back until about 5:30, 4:46, meant there was no power or water going to the feeder for the calves, that was the only real issue we had.
The electricity was gone for 6 hours, so big queues now waiting for the feeder. Anyway, they're going in one by one. So just have to wait.
Milking started late as a result. So late finish. Weren't keen on staying in yesterday evening. It was sunny and dry, so out they went. Forecast for heavy rain at 4:30 this morning. Was up, had them coming in. The rain 6 had missed us, so happy days. 3 cows calved in the last 24 hours, so we're down to the last 3. Woohoo! So yeah, 140 cows calved, milking. Shout out to Paula McSweeney. She's an absolute legend. She's on Today FM. Texted her in yesterday morning, voice noted in yesterday morning, and she gave our YouTube channel a plug on national radio. So that's
A very good morning to you, Joe. What's going on?
Morning, Paula, you ledge ball. Joe O'Neill here in West Wicklow. Very wet, very windy. Shout out to all the farmers that are going through the worst spring in memory, I think, for a lot of people. Drive it on, lads. Keep the chins up. Keep them tunes going, Paula.
Go on, Joe. Joe has a YouTube series. It's really cool. It's like they're from a farming family, obviously, in Wicklow, the O'Neills, and they YouTube their days, and everyone gets involved. It's very, very cool. And they're all really hard workers. And I always think when I look at your family, you should be on Ireland's Fittest Family, because you really do muck in, and they're so young and so fit, and farming is so cool. You make it look really cool on your YouTube channel. So thank you so much for getting in touch. And it has been the longest winter ever, hasn't it? I feel like it hasn't stopped raining since last July.
fantastic. Thank you, Paul. So like and subscribe if you can. Really helps the channel grow. Really appreciate it.
The last of the first round. I've done a quick scoot ahead of where they're going the next few days, weather permitting, and there's after been a bit of a take-off in grass growth. It's bombing. We will get the heifers home, the maiden heifers home from the out farm this afternoon, and they'll graze that 7 acres across the road. Cows are out, the sun is shining, the wind is blowing. It's a cracking Sunday morning, land is drying out, and then it'll be a shed day for 24 hours. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Joe and Fiona are at football this morning, and me and Oscar are in the calf shed feeding 2 new calves, and then the last of the beef calves that have been born the past few days. But dancing Oscar. Myself and Oscar just extended the lamb pen into the rest of the isolation box. I'm sure if Joe was here, he was probably intending to move some of all this stuff and just give him that size, but I know he's under pressure, so myself and Oscar just do it this way.
Soon got the quad stuck.
Doing a bit of a rescue now. Cows out for a bit of grass. Smash and grab now before the rain comes through later on the night. We'll get them in about 9:30 or so. They slightly dry like. See what way they are in the morning. Okay, so I'm here in the calf shed Sunday evening. We've had a few health problems the last few days, totally down to pure volume of calves in the shed. Hold my hand up, I should have done something more before now to give them more space. So seeing that lad there, we have dirty bums, scourers after getting in on us, rearing its ugly head. Not an issue, no calves dehydrated or overly bad with it. We go in with an extra 30 ml of our probiotics. We had reduced back the probiotics on the machine to 5 ml per feed, so it'd only be 15 ml a day. Bump that back up to 30 ml a day now, so hopefully that'll blanket hit the bunch. We've also had to come in with a little bit of Celeris, it's an antibiotic for pneumonia type symptoms that calves display. We had a couple of calves with ears drooping. Thankfully there's none this evening to get you on the video. With ears drooping, just not a draw, not a high temperature, just a little bit off form. Our vaccine of IBR is really helping us in that scenario. I might check out that calf over there in the corner now, see if she's okay. So far we've had to give it to 4 calves, and they're all responding savagely, so they're all 100% now. I'm trying to find one of the girls there in the bunch that had it, but they're all back 100%, bouncing around. No calves off feed on the feeder, like no misfeeds or whatever. Obviously didn't help yesterday that we had a few hours with no power. Hopefully we won't have any more of them issues. But as you can see, as a bunch, they're lively and healthy and in good form. They're eating their meal there now, just as they're topping up the bins. So tomorrow we're going to get a vast increase in space and hopefully negate some of our health issues. Morning everyone, it is Monday morning, the 8th of April. Wet, wet, wet. It is starting to pick up the pace a bit. Cows were out yesterday. Decision made then that they're going to be in for the next 24 hours. They're not happy campers at all in the shed now. One of my apps forecast 35 plus mil of rain. So I deleted that app, and it kind of means the rain's not coming, doesn't it? Easter holidays are over, kids are all back to school this morning, so our workforce and help is depleted massively.
Kids are back in school. Today's task is that we've just got the 3 cows out of the maternity shed, the last 3 left to calf, and as there's so few of them, we are going to basically take over the maternity shed and just leave them with a small bit. So Joe is going to get busy with the tractor cleaning out the dung. A shot of probiotics, they're getting it through the feeder anyway, which Joe reduced about 2 weeks ago. And you might wonder why Joe would have reduced the probiotic at this stage, thinking they'd had enough. And without him saying it, I know it. It's because it's €120 for that small 10 litre tub that we go through, and we go through probably 3 weeks going through the feeder with it. So it is costly. Like, so I know he was like, oh, they're thriving, they're great. We can reduce it a bit. They're thriving and they're great because we're using it. Anyway.
The rain, you might be able to hear it in the background, has arrived with gusto, coming down heavy now. Frustratingly, it was a couple of hours later than was forecast, so kind of missed the boat with getting the cows out. But look, we made the decision to keep them in, they're in, they're happy, there's lots of silage in front of them. Just sort of going to be 24 hours in the shed now, and they could have had 3 or 4 hours out this morning to grass. But that's the way it goes. So get the dry cows in there here beside me, in here on this side. One calves are in here in the middle, and then our older calves that are on the feeder are going to go in on the far side there.
It's 2 o'clock, time for a quick lunch. I'm going to just top up the automatic feeder with milk powder, and then it's off to collect the kids. We have acrobatics tonight and GAA.
I had to stop for some running repairs to the belts. 2 belts went on the pump, one of our vacuum pumps, so we're running on one, which isn't ideal. We can do it, but it had snagged around the motor here and the motor wasn't turning. so it would have caused serious trouble. Homemade soup, just delivered to the yard by Ellen. Exactly what I need now before I start into milking.
Tuesday, 9th of April, 6:30. Go milk some cows. Milking herd is frustrated as be damned after being in for 24 hours. Goes into the sheds. So
Cows out. Ground very, very, very soft. We're lucky there's a drying wind blowing this morning. It's drying up as we go. There's going to be some damage done, but I'm not particularly bothered. Just to get out. Cows couldn't care less. Out.
they need it. Bit of grass into the diet. Their heads need it, just like my head needs it. Slurry, full. We'll get the contractor in, if not this afternoon, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, to take a few loads out and take the pressure off them. Calves are enjoying their extra space in the shed. We have reading in multiple sources yesterday about the amount of rain that's fallen so far this year, how it's way above average.
Our cementally type cow at the back is calved. Solid black lady here at the front is taking an interest. She might go. She's after bagging up there in the last 4 or 5 hours.
4 going milking the cows. The 2 ladies are left. One solid black cow might go this evening or tomorrow, very soon, imminent enough anyway. And the other lady then, she'll probably the end of the week maybe, hopefully. This day last year we had 10 cows left to calve, so only 2 left now, so that's progress. Cows got out today, we let them out there this morning. Yeah, really lifted the mood getting them out for the cows and for the farmer. So a little bit of damage done as expected, a little bit of grass wasted as expected, but it's been a reasonably dry day with a good strong wind there drying all in front of it. Milk check came in, so paid a few bills, that's also very helpful. Cows are going out this evening, super. I was moving the fence this morning, through football, he's going by the road, so he rang and just to touch base, check in, we exchanged woes. Everyone's in the same boat, and it was, lifted a bit of a cloud that was on me this morning. So shout out to you, Heidi, appreciate the call. Ellen made lunch, she had her chocolate course today online, had an hour's nap at lunchtime. So all these little things add up to a bit more positivity and lifting the spirits.
10 to 5, cows coming in before the rain. Got to get out last night and stay out all night. Happy days. Stars on farm. We have 1 cow left to calve. Woohoo! Lady calved last night, and just as I finished football training, so I came home. Cow calved. What's up, mama? It's a Hereford bull. Good strong calf. And then there was 1. 1 left to go. Maybe less than a week, I hope. Come on, you clowns.
This lady thinks she'd go into the parlour by coming sideways. Shh, come on out, cow. That's what we want. Big mama. The rest follow then.
A quick trip to the town to go to the ag store to get dehorning supplies and milk replacer for the lambs.
This is our medicine store. Part of our board BA audit and regulations and our milk supply agreement with Tier-Long. You have to have a locked medical chemist and whatever pesticide store, so I'm getting our propane static or numbing the calves where we be good. We're getting our dehorner, and that's it.
We got all our equipment set up ready to go, and then we penned all the calves into one side of the shed. Made up a crush so we give the anaesthetic before they go into the dehorning crate. We're just waiting on the gas dehorner to heat up. You can get electric one as well. We couldn't find any horns on our Chardonnay calves. After a quick Google online, I found the bull that we used, and it's polled genetics. This means that it has no horns. See our dehorning video for more information on the process.
Bit of water for the maiden heifers. Has to move into fresh grass tomorrow.
So when a cow is grazing, she only has teeth on the bottom of her mouth. If you can see her tongue going in and out there, she extends her tongue and loops it around the grass and then rips it and shears it with her bottom teeth. Tongue in, grab grass, bite and rip, bite and rip, bite and rip, bite and rip. Fill your mouth. Quick chew at the back. down into the rumen, which is the bulk of what's inside the cow's rib cage and that big deep belly. When the cows are full, they'll lie down and then they will chew their cud. So the grass that they're consuming now will be regurgitated back up into their mouth, and they will chew it and masticate it with their molars at the back of their mouth, break it down more and re-swallow it, and then the bugs, the bacteria that's in the cow's stomach, in the rumen, they'll break down that grass and produce enzymes and proteins which go through the rumen wall and into the cow's other stomachs, and that's what feeds the cow. You try and get as much of this green stuff into them as you can.
Calving 2024 is done.
Last cow to calve walking up to the yard. 143 cows calved out of 143. Started on the 1st of February, ended yesterday. 10 weeks exactly to the day from when we had our first calf to the last calf born. We had 80% of cows calved in 6 weeks, 90% calved in 7 weeks. It's been a very good effort on the calving front.
We've had no dead calves due to sickness or scour. We've had 5 deaths, 3 were stillborn, 2 had to be put down, 1 due to a genetic mutation and the other was injured during transport to the mart. All have been documented in our previous episodes.
Apart from the weather and all the stress and nonsense that's induced, it's been a relatively compact and good calving. Please like and subscribe to our channel. I hope you liked our calving series. Drive it on.
A huge thank you to all of our service providers and suppliers, especially to local business Pamela Mann here for letting us use her fibre broadband to upload these videos.